All right, shalom to the elect. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000. I'm the brother you wanted done, back with another quick lesson. Lord willing is edifying. And real quick, I'm seeing a lot of 2024 recession news, and it's really all over the place. You got some financial experts saying there will be a recession, just like they did this year, all right, 2023. But you got a lot of them saying that it will for sure be a recession for 2024. And it could be confusing, because you're seeing two different complete polar opposite predictions. All right, some people are saying that it's going to get better. Most people are saying that all the signs and the charts and all the numbers and stats and everything is pointing to a complete severe recession for 2024. Well, in this lesson, I'm just going to give it some biblical perspective, because you can never go wrong going to the scriptures. All right, the Bible already prophesied that America, which is Babylon the Great, is going to be destroyed. All right, there will be a global economic collapse. Pardon me. And that's without a doubt. Now, when will it be? Well, we was hoping it was this year. We was hoping it was last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. But unfortunately, which is really not unfortunate, it's all by the will of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai. What I mean by that is, we desire the day of the Lord, so we want it to come as soon as possible. But we always got to be paying attention and looking for the signs and the different news, that is coming out about these particular subjects. That's what makes us the watchmen of the Lord, the prophets. So, I'm going to read some of this article that's pretty much predicting a very bad recession for 2024, because that's what I hope. But like I said, we're going to give it biblical perspective, because the prophecies, is never going to go off. The prophecy is never going to be wrong. And eventually, this place will go down. So it's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, but when. So this is from Finance Yahoo. And it says a severe recession may be coming in 2024 as the stock market, job market flash warning signs, strategist says. There's one particular dude, Scott Minrid. All right, I don't really know too much about him. I don't really care, but he's an investor or whatever, an investment chief, and he's pretty much saying that all the yield curves and the reverse market crash, how it's kind of like booming, and all the inflation, the how do you call it, the fluctuation of the inflation, how the feds always manipulate that. He pretty much said that it's looking like the signs that are pointing to is going to be a severe recession. The U.S. could be for a severe recession in early 2024. He's saying early. That's due to an array of recessionary signals that are flashing in the economy. And by the way, since 2008, and even before that, all these guys always mention, nothing has really ever recovered or been the same. So whenever they use these signs, all these signals in the next 3 months, you can't really trust that too much. You keep an eye on it, like I just said, especially for us, men of the Lord, hopeful elect men, the prophets. We desire these things, man. We can't wait till this goes down. So we always looking for, what the world here would call bad news. For us is good news, because we know that very soon things is going to hit the fan, when, like they say, when the shit hits the fan, and then what happens, the shit splatters everywhere. Because it's more likely a ceiling fan or, whatever. The shit is splattering all over the place. So we waiting for that event, so to speak. We know that it's going to be something, whether it's a 2019/2020 like scamdemic again, all right, or whatever it may be. We know there's going to be some events that trigger other events. That's a prophecy that it must happen. All right, this is the end. That's due, whatever, the stock market's explosive rally is one such signal or one such sign the economy could soon contract. So, yeah, that's a good word, contracting, and also the rally. Because like I said, the stock market been doing better. People are, having more confidence for whatever reason. And they're saying that there's not going to be a recession for 2024 now. And that's like, when I heard that, I'm like, oh man, like how did they come to that conclusion? So, I didn't really look too much into it, but at the end of the day, we got to keep our minds grounded and focus on prophecy. We know it's going to happen. No matter what these devils say, no matter who says what, the United States of America, which is Babylon, Mystery Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon, is going to be destroyed. It is going to have a hard economic collapse. They will implement the RFID microchip implant, which is the mark of the beast. That's prophecy. And then this place will be destroyed. All right, all hell's going to break loose. You're going to have famine and the whole nine, etc. All right, so we just waiting for one thing after the next. The word that comes to mind is simultaneously. That's how these prophecies are coming, that like birth contractions. Matter of fact, that's why I said that's a good word that he used. Compass. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 38. As when a woman, let's start up a little bit. And let's start at verse 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. That's what you would call the contractions. So basically you have it expand and then the muscles contract. Then they expand, then they contract. And that's how the baby gets pushed out of the woman. That's something that her body involuntarily does. All right, now it's comparing the plagues, which you could say the prophecies. This is an end time chapter right here, 2nd Ezra 16. In the beginning, it goes into the missiles. All right, talk about the nuclear missiles getting shot off. So this is for the last days. Now, with a woman, as she gets closer to that, to her dilating, whatever they call it, and the baby actually, her body forcing that baby out, there's something that they call Braxton Hicks. That's something that Esau calls it, which is a pattern of contractions. As it gets closer to the baby's delivery, the contractions in between get shorter and shorter. All right, that's how you know the water's about to break and the baby's about to come. Because the women's have contractions really all throughout like the 3rd trimester towards the end. I would say like 6 to 9 months. She's getting contractions. She's starting to get those pains. The muscles, everything is adjusting to give birth to that baby as it's growing. And it's comparing that to the prophecies, man. So if you compare it to prophecies, basically there's more and more things happening within a tighter time frame in these last days. All right, we don't have to wait no 2030, man. I don't believe that. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, I do not believe we're going to be here till 2030. I just sincerely don't see that happening. Now, 2024, hey, we never know. That may be the peace and safety. When they shall say peace and safety, 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter. Remember, we got to be paying attention to all these things, man. We got to keep all these things in mind whenever we're looking at the news and seeing different conflicting arguments. You got people out there who are damage control. They're out there making articles saying the mark of the beast is not the RFID chip. Well, we know that it is. So we're still looking for that prophecy. All right. And we're looking for them trying to deceive people into taking it, which is what? Trying to smoothly, how you say it? Introduce it, conveniently introduce it, or by some type of event in which the people are going to think and have so much fear because of whatever's happening. They're going to think that they have to take it. You see? That's how this devil plays, man. He's very crafty. He's like a serpent, all right? Just as the scriptures say. So knowing all these things, right? For, Satan cannot get an advantage of us. We are not ignorant of his devices, right? So we know that this is coming. There's no way that this cannot come. Just as a baby, just as a woman in the 9th month, it says, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. And the whole world, shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So this is going to be a global event. But in particular, they talk about the recession here in the United States, because really, if you look at other parts of the world, they're already in recessions. They're already in hyperinflation. They're already dealing with economic collapses. It's just like here in America, there's nothing going on. That's what it seems like a lot of the times. When you look at world news, geopolitical, geofinancial news, it seems as if America's just chilling. You know, you see all the store closures, but you don't really feel the effects of it yet. You see all the Targets, you see all the retail businesses, you see that's losing jobs. You see the how do they call it? The housing market, but also the one for cars. You know, the I forgot what it's called. Just for lack of a better word, the car market. You know, where people go and finance and lease new cars and things like that. That market is suffering. I mean, all across the board. It looks like we already in a recession. That's what they're basically saying. That's what all the financial experts are saying. We are in a recession. We don't understand why. You know, it's still everything is still like lackadaisical. So that's how you know when this thing hits. Just as I did in my previous lesson, it's going to hit hard, man, and nobody's going to be able to escape it. All right, the U.S. could fall into a severe downturn in early 2024 as a handful of recession, whatever. Kind of just read that. This is why sometimes the articles are just very repetitive. The rally has largely been fueled by expectations the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates early next year, but rate cuts likely aren't coming until the economy tips into a downturn. So it's circular reasoning. Oh, well, we're going to start, we're basically having more faith in the economy because the feds may cut the interest rate early next year, but they're cutting the interest rate depending upon how the economy does. So that's based on how the people in the stock market react, because every other signal of the economy it doesn't look good. The unemployment, etc. The inflation, they're saying is really more worse than what they're saying. I mean, this man is doing this thing so crafty right before people's eyes. It's going to be funny to see how he pulls the wool from under their feet, because you got people that are really comfortable and they really think America's economy is still strong. Well, how can an economy be strong that's in $33 trillion of debt? I'll pose that question. The people of America owe $1 trillion to credit card companies. How is that a strong functioning economy? Did y'all think about that one? But just because the certain numbers, the interest rate, look at the interest rate, look at the stock market. That's all manipulated, man. It says investors shouldn't count on the central bank lowering borrowing costs unless the U.S. economy falls into a severe recession, and which may happen early next year. The Feds typically start cutting rates when there is sharply slowing economy and rising unemployment, meaning a recession. Okay, so once again, they are looking for certain signs to start making certain moves, but you know, every time they cut the rates or raise the rates, it affects the economy one way or another and is destroying it. There's no way that this place is going to keep going, man. And that's why I want to, focus on in this lesson, because of all this confusion between the numbers and the charts and the stats and this and that and the predictions. Well, the Bible is not a prediction. This didn't come by the will of man. All right. I believe that's 2 Peter 1:20 or 1 Peter 1 around there, 1:19, where it says we have a more sure word of prophecy. You know, these are not predictions. These are not mere predictions. The prophecies of the Bible are visions that the prophets had, which are literal future events, Habakkuk 2:3. Literal events that took place in the future already, because there's no free will. The Most High is in control. It's all according to his will. He's the one that prophesied the end from the beginning. He declared it by the mouth of the prophets, by these writings, man. The book that we have now called the Bible. You see, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai prophesied these things from the beginning. And now we're at the end where these prophecies are coming to pass. It's not predictions. Predictions are things of men. Men make predictions. Predictions fail. The prophecies, not one has failed. Not one of these prophecies in the Holy Bible has failed. All right, Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, and this was America. And it was a golden cup in the Lord's hand. It was that peak of civilization. Well, even it still is in the media. You know, according to TV and Hollywood, it still is. But if you actually come here, a lot of people are learning that there's no American dream. It's a fucking nightmare over here. This is a place of captivity. This is the prison house. All right. This place was never meant to be a glorious kingdom for everybody. It's a glorious kingdom for Esau, Edom, which is the wicked. So what do you think is going to be? A wicked ass, what Elder Barack Gabar calls it, the kingdom of hell. All right, Yahweh Shai is going to bring the kingdom of heaven for the nation of Israel, and Esau, with Satan, brought the kingdom of hell to this planet Earth, and that's where we at. But the Lord used it as a golden cup that made all the earth drunken. So all the philosophies, once America was exalted through free slave labor, and we're going to get into that through this lesson as well, because that's a major key how America became as great as what it was. And I'm going to try to go briefly through them, but I got some scriptures that I want to bring out because the Lord used this place for his purpose. And now that the nations have been made drunk of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So what is that wine talking about? The philosophies, the economic system, democracy, their political beliefs. Basically the philosophy of the so-called white man, which goes back to ancient Rome, ancient Greece, and ancient Egypt, and ancient Babylon. And that's why the kingdom that the so-called white man set up here, the Most High refers it to spiritual Sodom and Egypt, Babylon the Great, or Mystery Babylon, Revelation 17, which says the same thing that I'm reading here, by the way, in Jeremiah 51. Direct precept, which is showing you it's the same vision, same prophecy that the prophets received, right? Well, this place is going to be destroyed, man. All right, for doing that, for polluting the whole planet Earth, for destroying, literally destroying the planet Earth, the wildlife of the earth, the seas of the earth, the oceans, the waters, the air. This place is the destroying mountain. All right, and the Lord is going to destroy this place. But there was a time, that's why I said hath been. That's past tense. Babylon hath been. So the Lord exalted this place. He rose it up with great power through wickedness, and now he's going to destroy it. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. See, suddenly. I've been getting a niche for that word. Suddenly. Swiftly, quickly, thief in the night. When somebody's coming to steal your shit, they're not going to take their time, man. They're not going to be walking around, looking around at all your apartment. Wow, this is a nice spot. Wow, look at that couch, man. He got a nice couch. When this place is going to be destroyed, it's going to happen suddenly. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. If so be, yes, she may be healed. So in the ancient world, like today we got not antibiotics. We got painkillers and things like that. You even got something called tiger balm. I don't recommend painkillers for nobody really. But, sometimes it is what it is. But tiger balm, that's an example. Tiger balm, you put that on. It's like a magnesium type of cream. And magnesium is supposed to be good for like pain and your bones and stuff like that. So let's say you get an injury, you put that on and it will heal the pain. It will heal it. All right, heal your wounds. So, but it's saying, if so be, she may be healed. So this place has a wound. And the wound that this place has is mainly financial. It's mainly that America, Babylon the Great, the United States, have borrowed so much damn money from the Federal Reserve with interest on it that they are in debt that can never be repaid. And that's how this place is falling, man. It's not going to recover from this. You can't recover from $33 trillion of national debt. I'm sorry, it just can't be done. It's impossible. And all you morons here that are using these FRNs, these Federal Reserve notes, which are debt notes, and you think it's money and you think you have riches here in America, you're going to soon learn the reality of this, man. This money magic, a witchcraft that the so-called white man has done through the paper currencies. It's not only the American dollar. You go anywhere else in the world, and if they're using a central bank currency, they're also in debt to the central banks. All right, which is ultimately to the IMF, the International Monetary Fund or Foundation. I forgot what it stands for, but if you Google it, the world itself, all the nations of the world are in debt, $305 trillion total. All right, so it's over for this thing, man. The elites, they're about to cash in. They're about to bring that RFID chip. But before that, they're going to destroy and kill, really mass murder the population of this world. And that's the plagues of Yahweh by Shem Shai. Ultimately, he's using the so-called white man. Psalm 17 and 13, he's using them as his sword. like he created him to be, the wicked. He created the wicked. Proverbs 16:4. The Lord created all things for himself. I'm paraphrasing it. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. So the Lord created these demons, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, especially the elite bankers, Amalek. He created them, so-called Jews, the small hats. He created them to bring hell upon this planet Earth, to indebt everybody, especially America. All right. And then so this place could basically default on itself and implode. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. See, leave this place alone. Don't make no more deals with America, because this place is about to be destroyed, man. There's nothing that anybody can do. All right. This place is going to be isolated and then destroyed. For her judgment reacheth onto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. So it's going to be a very nasty judgment that this place is about to receive. And it goes into the history of America being built up. That's why I wanted, I made the point earlier about free slave labor, because that was a way how America became what it was. If you look at how America became what it is or what it was, you'll understand why this place is going to be destroyed so vicious, like with missiles and famine, and the Lord Yahweh Shah himself coming in and adding fire onto that with his chariots, with so-called UFOs. Man, America is going to be invaded by UFOs. So-called. All right. That's a part of its end. So all this on the news, and, I call it fluff news. I think the apostles actually called it that, Salakia. But like CNN, the Cartoon Network news. I remember Elder Apostle Tahar called it that. All these mainstream news media, they are talking bad news, which they never really used to do that. They talking about global things. They talking about, the scary stuff that was always going on. But, they doing all of that, but it's still fluff. All right, because they not really, first and foremost, it's fluff because they not prophesying to you. We're prophesying to you. Habakkuk 2:6, shall not all these take up a parable against him? Talking about all the nations that he indebted, the so-called white man. Matter of fact, let me get this first. Proverbs 22:7, so you can understand better. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. So that's a law in the Bible that if you borrow money, you're supposed to pay that back. All right. It's actually a sin not to pay back money that you borrowed. But what this man has done, he's put usury on it. All right. Proverbs 28:8. He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor. So that's unjust gain. That's how he increased his riches. That's how he became so powerful, is by printing money out of fucking thin air and charging debt on that money, charging usury on money that's not even real. And now everybody's in debt onto them, which is not even real debt. It's not real substance, man. It's pieces of paper. And 40% of it is not even existing anymore. All right. Paper that was printed back in the 40s, 30s, 20s. That money is not here no more. That old money. Everybody got the blue bills now, the new bills. But that, guess what? All them bills that they printed back then in the 20s and the 30s, America's still in debt on those bills, man. Even though them bills are physically tarnished and destroyed, they don't exist no more. All that coinage, all them dollar coins, all that is still indebted. All right. That's how he fucking got rich like that. That's how he increased his substance. Just like it says in Sirach 10. Let me get that real quick. Now I'm getting fired up, man, in the spirit. Sirach 10:8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. How did he get his riches by deceit? Through usury, through that hidden interest, that hidden killer, that silent killer, man. You loan somebody is so fucking dirt poor, they need to borrow $50 from you. You're going to charge them an extra 20. How the fuck they going to pay back the extra 20? See, that's a sin in the Bible to charge usury. I forgot to mention Salakia. And I had a whole list of, matter of fact, let me do it like that. Exodus 22 and 25, Leviticus 25 and 36, Leviticus 25 and 37, Deuteronomy 23 and 19, Deuteronomy 23 and 20. These are all in the book of the law. So in the law, it tells you you're not supposed to charge usury with your loans. You're not supposed to add usury onto it. But that's what this devil did. So going back to Proverbs 22:7, this is how they enslaved everyone through usury. Because now once you in debt to someone, you became their servant. If you can't pay it back, let's say if you borrowed whatever and you can't pay back what you borrowed, well, now you got to work for it. Now you got to work for that man to pay your debt back. And that's also laws in the Bible dealing with that. But when you go to Habakkuk 2:6, it's talking about the nations. Matter of fact, I'll start at 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine. Once again, the so-called white man with his wicked, evil philosophies, he does things contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. And therefore, that's transgression. Sin is the transgression of the law. 1 John 4:3. 1 John 3:4, It says, he is a proud man. The so-called white man is no other most proud than he is, because pride is when one departed from his maker. All right, he doesn't believe in the Most High. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. Proverbs 14:1. Psalm 14:1. Neither keepeth at home who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. So this man never stops, all right? When he consumes, when he conquers, when he destroys, like I said, the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. Whenever he does the things that he's created to do, he can't stop. He can't control it. It's a insatiable desire. Just as hell, which is the grave, is talking about the grave here. When hell's enlarged, basically there's never a point on the earth where there's the grave has too many bodies. We got a pending body. This person's supposed to die, but it's pending until there's more room in the earth, in the ground, to put the bodies in. No, there's always room for more in hell, so to speak, which is in the grave. All right. There's always room in the grave. The grave is always enlarging. People are dying by the second. As I'm talking right now, there's people dropping dead right now. And that's hell enlarging itself. So the so-called white man is the same way. All right. He's always doing some wickedness, man. He's always enlarging his evil plans. The scriptures tell you that he can't even go to sleep unless he's done wickedness, unless he's caused some to fall. As soon as the morning comes up, Micah 2:1, he's devising iniquity. He's plotting evil on the earth. That's what the elites are doing, man, not the fucking regular so-called white men. We talking about the upper elites that we've never even seen before. All right, if it wasn't for the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, for this truth, we probably wouldn't even know they exist. We would be confused still as to what the hell's happening on this earth. Who's controlling these things, man? When they say the world is in debt to who? Well, it's talking about these people, the he that is talking about here, Esau, Edom. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And how has he mainly done that? Of course, by his sword, through war, through destroying nations, waging war on them, but also through locking them into that debt-based system. All right. That's how he really got these people. I'm talking about China. I'm talking about all these nations. He got them under his control because of debt, because of usury, not just debt. Debt, yeah, lawfully in the Bible, right? If you owe debt to somebody, you must pay. But this man charges interest, all right? He calls it an interest rate, which in the Bible is called usury. And through usury, that's how he has, got his power like that over them. That's how the nations are enslaved to him. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? So this man have been stealing everybody's shit. None of this even belongs to him. That's why I said the kingdom is translated from one people to another, because of the way that he got it, man. He didn't get it using wisdom and righteousness. He got it through wickedness, man. Through by deceit, by doing the things that the Lord said not to do. All the evil things that Yahweh Shai told us, the nation of Israel, not to do. This man took the book and he used it as a weapon against us by doing everything is said not to do. And everything that is said to do, that he doesn't do it, and he doesn't want us doing it. He doesn't allow us to do it. All right, but what the Lord, allows, which, we keep the Passover, we rehearse the righteous acts in the land of drawing water here in captivity. But if we really wanted to keep our laws and our traditions 100%, this man will persecute us for it. He will. All right, we'll end up in jail, and this man will be coming after us to stop us from doing it. All right, such as what? Certain laws. I'm just going to leave it at that. Putting moles to death. Marrying off our daughters at young ages. All the things that the scriptures are our heritage. If we was to try to keep that in this captivity 100%, they would kill us. All right, we wouldn't be allowed to. They wouldn't even allow us to do that. All right. So this man, he's on a wicked spree. He's on a wicked killing spree, a murder spree. And that's why the nations, it said they're going to take up a parable against him. All right, when he starts coming down with great wrath and he starts bringing these harsh draconian laws very soon, when he starts bringing these global events again, like he did in 2019, 2020, then you're going to see this prophecy come to pass. The nations they're going to actually rebel against America, mainly Babylon the Great. They're all going to turn their arrows against America. It says, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And that's the point. I'm going to click on it in the Hebrew, but reading it in the NLT first, it says, but soon their captivities. Actually, let me read verse 5 in the NLT. It says, wealth is treacherous and the arrogant are never at rest. They open their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples. But soon their captivities will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, their captives, which is what? The other nations. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you, thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion, but how much longer can this go on? See, so now is the time that the Lord is going to judge you, men. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Suddenly your debtors will take action. See, you elites, you're not going to get away, man. You did this very evil and wickedly, and the Lord is not with you, you fucking devils, man. The Lord is not with you. You're not going to escape with this, man. You're not going to destroy our lives in some illusionary debt-based system that you created that's not real. You're not going to do that, man. All right. The nation of Israel, we're known to be naturally rebellious. And remember when the Egyptians fell, what did it say? We borrowed of them gold and silver. What the hell you think that? Did we ever pay that back? Did the Lord charge us for that and say that was a sin? You were supposed to pay that back. No, we took it. The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. We don't got to fucking play by your rules, man, to some degree. I'm speaking in the spirit right now. Remember Romans 13. That's not a license to just go and do whatever the hell you want. But, in the heat, in the zeal of my spirit, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is with us, man. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is not with them. All right, because you got men and women, their lives are getting ready to be destroyed just behind this fake-ass debt system, man, that they think they have obligation to. They think it's the right thing. You Christian Americans, I got to pay my debts back to the central banks. Those are the fucking evilest, wickedest people in the world, man. You don't got to do shit. All right, they will turn on you and take all you have while you stand trembling and helpless. So you devils, man, this is what's coming for you. When you go into that word thick clay in the Hebrew, obviously we know this one, Ibatyat,
Strong's H5671, Avtit.
Fucking Yiddish bullshit. It's Ibatyat in the Hebrew, which is weight of pledges, heavy debts. All right, something pledged. So every time you borrow money from these devils, you're making a pledge. That's what a FRN is. A Federal Reserve note is a note that says you're going to pay this back with interest. All right, that's what the money base is. Not fucking money. It's not money. It's a debt paper, man. It's a pledge. It's a heavy debt. It's something that comes with usury that you must pay back. All right, and that's what this man has covered himself in. He's basically made himself rich through debt, man, through usury, as we read it, Proverbs 28:8. So let's get Jeremiah 22 and 13, Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his works. See, and that they applied that, man. They did that. They built their house, which is America, this big, great empire, kingdom, whatever you want to call it, through and not only America, but their global enterprise. They built it through unrighteousness, man, through murder, through blood, rape, rob, and murder. All right? Through unrighteous dealings, man, breaking covenants, not paying back their debts. You see? These people, the way they establish it, and then they're imprisoning us in a system where they're saying you have to do this and that. Man, fuck you niggas, man. Fuck you fucking crackers, man. You know, it's our time, man. The Lord's about to free us out of this captivity. He said he's going to turn our captivity. All right? We freed, so to speak. At least mentally, right now, we free. All right? We're not bound to you devils, man. We don't fear you. All right? We don't owe you jack shit. You fucking owe us, man. You used our service without wages. You made us do free labor, free slave labor in this fucking country to build this shit up, man. All right, it's time that you fucking pay for once. How about that? It's time that you devils pay. It's time for you to go into captivity. As the scriptures say, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. It's time for you to pay your debts. How about that? You see? So yeah, all this news, don't let this shit scare you, man. Recession, this, the economy. Oh, they want their debt back. They want their credit card debt. You know, Americans are $1 trillion, man. Fuck you and your $1 trillion, man. All right, you ain't getting jack shit. You getting fucking chains put on you. That's what you elites are getting. You're not going to accomplish your enterprise. Job 5:12. The Lord is going to disappoint you. The hands of the crafty, all your wicked, evil schemes. You really thought you was going to win. You thought you was just that fucking intelligent, didn't you? Well, the Lord got something for you, man. He been playing chess with you devils and you checkmated, man. There's nothing you can do. All right, your moves are already set. You're already prepared. You devils, you're not going to turn back because the Lord's not going to allow you to turn back, but you wouldn't turn back anyways if you had a choice. You wouldn't turn back. You wouldn't humble yourself. You wouldn't say, all right, forget it. You know, this was wicked. I repent. No, so nothing but destruction for you devils, man, and bloodbaths in the kingdom. All right, and on this side. All right, you know, I just had to get that out through the spirit, really, you know, kind of off topic. But when I was going through the scriptures dealing with usury and stuff like that, I remember this one through the spirit. And this is what they've done. They built their house by unrighteousness and their chambers by wrong. All right, through not paying their slaves, basically. They didn't pay the workers. They didn't give any wages to the slaves here in America, man, which were Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, mainly Judah. They didn't pay them nothing, man, for doing all that work, for building the infrastructure of this goddamn place, the foundation of America. It was built on unrighteousness and free slave labor. And you're not going to escape. Now you're trying to indebt everybody. You're not going to get away with that, you fucking slimy devil. This is Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. So that's pretty much it, you know. What sorrow awaits you who build cities with money gained through murder and corruption. See, the NLT be hitting, man. 13. Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? Has not the Lord of heaven's armies promised that the wealth of nations would turn to ashes? They work so hard, but all in vain, right? Because the kingdom of heaven is getting ready to be established. Oh, y'all built up this great empire, and you thought you was going to have, you know, the next 100 years on the planet Earth ruling, and you're going to go to other planets. That's all fucking pipe dream. You know, we know you fucking, you Edomites, you love crack, man. You love smoking crack. I wouldn't be surprised if these devils were high out of their mind coming out with a lot of these plans, man. On the adrenochrome, you know, children's blood and all of it. You know, who knows, man. But at the end of the day, man, all your works that you've done, everything you fucking built for, everything you work towards is all going to be in vain because the Lord's going to bring fire upon this earth. And Yahweh Shai is going to come and set order back on this planet. He's going to judge and make war in righteousness. All right. He's going to pull the laws out, so to speak, on you devils. You broke this commandment. You broke that law. You did this. You did that. And your charges are being brought up. It don't matter. You think you in a top authority position on the planet Earth. Nobody on earth can say anything to you. Well, that's why Yahweh Shai is coming, man, off the throne. The son of the heavenly father, the heavenly son himself is coming to deal with you devils, man. So have fun with that one. With that, I'm going to say, Kol Haloyim, La Yahal Bashim Yawashai, Bashem Rakak Wadash. Hope and pray this lesson was edifying. And Lord willing, I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.